Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. The VA is like a pendulum, and it is now swinging back as they look to remove the freeze that they had on hiring. What impacts are we going to see from this, and how can we expect the VA to move as we move forward? With that, hit the thumbs up for me, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. Every thumbs up, every minute watched really does help the channel and helps us all spread the information so we are not walking around in the dark. I appreciate the support. If you want to support in other ways, consider being a member. I really do appreciate you members very much. And I do my best to get back to you in the comments. All right, so let's jump into this. The VA lifts hiring freeze for 100 more roles, including Veterans Crisis Line support jobs. This was on the Federal News Network, and it just came out May 29th, 2025, and I'm sharing it with you here today. So let's jump into it, see if we could read between the lines a little bit, see if we could pick out any nuggets as we go through this. The Department of Veterans Affairs is exempting more healthcare related positions from a government-wide hiring freeze, including several support positions at the Veterans Crisis Line. Now, here has been my thought on a lot of this. Blanket policy, blanket ideas, whatever you want to call it, don't really always work, right? It's a good idea. Let's do this. But it takes the head of each department, in this case, Secretary of the VA, to draw that line somewhere. And I've been asking myself, where is the Secretary going to draw the line on certain things? Where are we going to see the pushback? There wasn't a lot of time, to be honest, to figure it all out. You got in the chair and the whirlwind started. You didn't have a lot of time to assess the current situation to be able to decide where you could go. So this is a lot of building the plane as it's taking off. But I think that we're starting to see some of that pushback, a little bit of the drawing the line on where the reality really falls, right? Sure, it sounds great to do this. The reality is we can't. We're going to impact veterans in a negative way. We can't do that. This is where we got to draw the line on that. And so I think that this is what we're kind of seeing here. Let's move forward. The VA is lifting a hiring freeze on more than 100 positions across the Veteran Health Administration, according to an updated exemption list the department distributed internally on Tuesday. This is the VA's third update to its hiring freeze exemption list. All told, the department has exempted more than 300 VHA position descriptions from the hiring freeze. It's not positions, it's position descriptions. So you might have 80 people in this type of a description. You might have 1,000 people in this description. You might have 20,000 in this description. You might have 10 in this one, right? So it's each individual bucket of employee, right? So each specific employee designation. So has exempted more than 300 position descriptions from the hiring freeze. With this update, the department is lifting a hiring freeze on 9 support positions at the Veterans Crisis Line. 9 support positions at the crisis line. Employees in these positions don't respond to calls for veterans in the crisis, but current VCL employees have told Federal News Network that adequate staffing in these positions is critical to keep the hotline running smoothly. The department can now hire VCL silent monitors or quality assurance staff who provide feedback on and coaching to hotline responders. The Veterans Crisis Line can also resume hiring social science assistants who call 911 on behalf of hotline responders. Erica Alexander, president of AFGE Local 518, the union, and the VCL employee for the past 8 years, told Federal News Network in February that the hiring freeze on support positions made it harder for frontline hotline responders to do their jobs. Quotation, if I'm a crisis responder and a veteran calls me saying that he's going to end his life and he's refusing to put the gun away or whatever it might be that they're saying, oh man, it just jumped around on me. Ugh. They're going to harm themselves. I reach out to the SSA for assistance with getting a welfare check completed, Alexander said. The VA press secretary, Peter Kay, told, for those that remember, VA press secretary Peter Kay told Federal News Network that this expanded list of hiring freeze exemptions is proof we're on track as is the growing list of VA successes over the past few months. The VA has reduced its disability claims backlog from 25% since President Donald Trump took office and is processing disability claims faster than at any other point in the department's history. Under President Trump, the VA Secretary Collins, veterans are the center of everything the department does, and we're listening to career staff members, clinicians, and subject matter experts to make sure we're delivering the best possible service to veterans, families, caregivers, and survivors, Mr. K said. VCL, the Veterans Crisis Line, handles about 60,000 calls a month. 60,000 calls a month. Alexander estimated that a crisis responder will take anywhere from 5 to 10 calls a shift. In some cases, VCL responders can be on the phone with a veteran in crisis for hours. Those crises include veterans feeling suicidal, having PTSD symptoms or anxiety, or experiencing homelessness and seeking VA resources. Veterans Crisis Line responder who started the job earlier this year said that he applied for the deferred resignation program and plans on leaving the VA, even if the department doesn't approve his application. You are trained to do a certain job, to provide help in the moment crisis response. But it's kind of a team effort. And if you don't have other people throughout the VA that share the same motivation as you, it's really difficult to try to connect these vets with resources, the VCL responder said. The VA gave Veterans Crisis Line employees full exemption from its return to office mandate in March. Many VCL employees work remotely and discovered that nearby VA facilities didn't have space to accommodate them. Prior to the return to office exemption, the VA rescinded but later reinstated final job offers for dozens of VCL hires after officials couldn't find office space for them to work out of. The VA is lifting its hiring freeze on the following VCL positions: social science program specialist, peer support apprentice, peer specialist, social services assistant, management analyst, management and program analyst, supervisory program analyst, health science specialist, supervisory health science specialist. The VA is also unfreezing hiring for positions in member services, jobs that deal with pharmacy requests such as refilling prescriptions, billing and handling environment and eligibility for VA services, and customer service for the VA's Office of Integrated Veteran Care. The department's National Call Center for Homeless Veterans can also resume hiring for social services representatives. The Trump administration ordered 90-day government-wide hiring freeze in January, but extended the freeze through July 15th. Even once the hiring freeze lifts, the White House said it will limit agencies' hiring, allowing one new hire for every 4 employees who leave the government. Over 14,000 VA employees applied for the deferred resignation program before the May 16th deadline. VA spokesperson told earlier this month that very few of these Veterans Healthcare Administration employees qualify for the deferred resignation program or early retirement. Some VHA employees told Federal News Network said that they plan on leaving the department even if they don't qualify for the separation incentives. All right, so with that, that concludes it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you very much. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.